Well, isn't this fascinating? On Monday, the UK Express published an article with the following blaring headline: "Made a choice not to have vaccine. Grieving father's fury at anti-vaxxers taking up beds." A devastated father took a furious swipe at people who refused to get vaccinated, blaming them for his 56-year-old daughter's shock death from COVID-19 after it took the ambulance 8 hours to arrive. Yeah. Slight problem with that, as this Sky News article acknowledges, the 56-year-old woman in question who died from COVID died in March 2020, 9 months before a coronavirus vaccine even existed. So to be clear, quote, anti-vaxxers played no role whatsoever in this woman's tragic death. They had nothing at all to do with the ambulance taking too long to arrive, but the Express just seemingly chose to make out like it did anyway, purely in order to demonize those who have made a personal choice not to take the jab. Yellow journalism at its finest. Now to be clear, this isn't a slight against the family or the father or the tragic death of this woman. The father is quoted in the article as speaking out against, quote, anti-vaxxers. However, he clearly blames the government, not anti-vaxxers, for the death of his daughter, because there was no vaccine to be anti at the time. Journalist Alessandro Schiavone appears to have taken the father's words, twisted them, and then weaponized them to monster anyone who hasn't taken the shot. A particularly nasty and barbed jibe, since the woman who tragically died also had Down syndrome. Look carefully at the original subheadline, which says the father blames anti-vaxxers for the death of his daughter. Then look at what they've updated it to, removing that totally misleading claim only after they were called out. The article now includes a correction, which states, quote, correction, a previous version of this article appeared to link Susan's deaths with anti-vaxxers taking up hospital beds. However, Susan died in 2020 before a COVID vaccine was made available to the public. We are happy to clarify this. Yeah, you're happy to clarify it now, having been caught making up utter bullshit. After former MEP James Wells highlighted the issue on Twitter, the journalist called him up and confronted him on the issue, but only ended up looking like an idiot after he blamed his own editors.
Yeah, my issue is that story you've run on the guy whose daughter's died, that happened in 2020.
Yeah, I think it's mentioned, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've written the story saying that, basically implying that he's blaming anti-vaxxers for basically either holding up the ambulances or blocking beds.
Like, he didn't say that's their fault, like, but he used the way around of saying it. Like, it's like he didn't directly point at them, but you know what I mean? Do you have the quotes in front of you, and can you read them to me? Because I write so many stories, and before the stories get published, there are like 3 editors who edit them. So
okay, well listen, I'm recording this conversation, and it's going on Twitter because this is fraud, mate.
No worries.
It's really terrible gutter journalism.
I mean, I know what I wrote, I know what I heard. You can publish whatever you want. That's absolutely not the problem.
This is what Wells told me on DM. They changed the article once they saw my tweet exposing what they had done. The journalist then called me to gaslight me. He asked me to go online and read the quotes to him. He didn't realise I had taken screenshots. Because I didn't tell him I had the screenshots, he thought he was fine to say I could publish the recording of the call. So there you have it. Not content with the unjabbed being discriminated against by the state, violently oppressed by the police and ostracised by society, the gutter press has to make up absolute crap about them and blame them for tragic deaths that they had nothing to do with. Is it any wonder that a new poll out of America shows that when it comes to information about corona, just 10% of Americans now trust the media? To get exclusive content, early access, behind the scenes stuff, and to personally interact with me, please sign up for my community at pauljosephwatson.locals.com. Link in description, and thank you for your generous support.